Every night, millions of cats around the world make a quiet decision. They look around the house. They consider every soft surface, every warm corner, every hidden spot where no one could bother them. And then they walk straight to your bed and curl up right next to you. Maybe they press against your legs. Maybe they settle on your chest. Maybe they find that little space between your arm and your body and tuck themselves in like they were made to fit there. And most people think the answer is simple. My cat is just cold, or they like the soft blanket. But what if that's not what's really happening? What if your cat choosing to sleep beside you is one of the most meaningful things they'll ever do? Because the truth is, when a cat falls asleep next to you, something much deeper is going on. Something most owners never fully understand. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at that sleeping cat the same way again. Let's start with what most people believe. When your cat sleeps on your bed, the easy explanation is warmth. Cats love heat. Your body radiates warmth all night long, and a cat's ideal body temperature runs slightly higher than yours. So of course they'd want to be close to you, right? And yes, warmth plays a small role. But here's what most people miss. Your cat has options. Plenty of them. There are heated cat beds, sunny windowsills, warm laundry piles, radiators, and cozy blankets scattered all over your home. If warmth were the only reason, your cat would choose any of those spots. They wouldn't need you. But they don't choose the radiator. They choose you. And that's where the real story begins. Because your cat isn't looking for a heat source. They're making a decision about something far more important. They're choosing where they feel safe enough to be completely vulnerable. Sleep is the most dangerous thing a cat can do. That might sound dramatic, but from a biological perspective, it's true. When a cat falls asleep, they lose awareness of their surroundings. Their muscles relax. Their reflexes slow. They can't watch for threats. They can't run. They can't fight. For an animal whose survival once depended entirely on being alert, sleep is an act of extraordinary risk. Research published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science has shown that cats are highly selective about where they sleep precisely because of this vulnerability. They don't just pick a comfortable spot, they pick a spot where they feel protected. John Bradshaw, a feline behavior researcher at the University of Bristol and author of Cat Sense, has explained that domestic cats retain the same threat assessment instincts as their wild ancestors. Every time they lie down and close their eyes, their brain has already calculated whether the environment is safe enough. So when your cat chooses to sleep pressed against your body, their brain has already made an assessment. And the result of that assessment is this: you are safe. You are not a threat. You are, in fact, the safest place they know. That's not about warmth. That's about survival-level trust. There's another reason cats do this, and most owners never realize it. To understand why this behavior is so significant, you have to go back thousands of years. Wild cats are solitary sleepers. Unlike dogs, who evolved from pack animals and naturally sleep in groups, cats in the wild almost always sleep alone. They find hidden, elevated, enclosed spaces, places where predators can't find them, and they sleep in isolation. This is hardwired. It's not a preference. It's an instinct carved into their biology over millions of years of evolution. So when your domestic cat breaks this instinct and chooses to sleep next to another living being, next to you, they're doing something that goes against their deepest programming. They're overriding an ancient survival rule. And they're only willing to do that with someone they trust on a level that most of us don't fully appreciate. Think about that for a moment. Your cat's entire evolutionary history says, sleep alone, stay hidden, trust no one when you're vulnerable. And every single night your cat looks at you and says, except you. But what comes next might surprise you even more. Here's something fascinating that most cat owners don't know. Where your cat sleeps on your body actually tells you something about how deep their trust goes. A cat who sleeps at the foot of your bed is comfortable in your space. They trust the environment. They feel secure knowing you're nearby. A cat who sleeps beside your torso is expressing a deeper connection. They want physical closeness. They want to feel your breathing, your warmth, your presence. But a cat who sleeps near your head, on your chest, or curled against your neck, that cat has given you something remarkable. A study conducted at the University of Lincoln found that cats form attachment bonds with their owners that closely resemble the bonds between young children and their caregivers. The researchers discovered that cats use their owners as a source of security. a safe base from which they feel confident to explore and to which they return when they feel uncertain. When your cat sleeps on or near the most vulnerable parts of your body, your face, your throat, your chest, they're placing their own vulnerable sleeping body next to yours. It's mutual vulnerability, mutual trust. And in the animal world, there's almost nothing more profound than that. Your cat isn't just sleeping near you. They're telling you in the only language they have, I trust you with my life, and I believe you trust me with yours. Now here's the part that makes this even more special. If you live with multiple people, you may have noticed something. Your cat doesn't sleep with everyone equally. They might visit other beds occasionally, but there's usually one person they return to night after night. This isn't random. Cats are deeply observant animals. They study your routines, your energy, your behavior. They know who feeds them, yes, but they also know who speaks to them softly, who respects their boundaries, who doesn't grab them when they want to be left alone, who sits quietly and lets them come close on their own terms. Kristin Vitale, a researcher in animal cognition at Oregon State University, has demonstrated that cats form secure attachments to specific individuals based on the quality of interaction, not just the frequency. In other words, your cat doesn't sleep with you because you're around the most. They sleep with you because of how you make them feel. They've watched you. They've tested you in small ways you probably didn't even notice. A slow blink across the room, a brief rub against your ankle, a moment of sitting near you without being touched, and over time they made a decision. You passed, you became their person, and sleeping beside you is how they confirm that bond, night after night. There's one more layer to this that most people never think about. When your cat falls asleep beside you, listen closely. You'll often hear something, a soft rhythmic vibration, a purr. Cats don't purr in their sleep for no reason. Many behaviorists believe this kind of purring is a form of self-soothing, a signal of deep contentment that continues even as the conscious mind drifts away. But here's what makes it truly meaningful. Kittens first learn to purr while nursing beside their mother. It's one of the earliest bonds they ever form, a vibration that means safety, nourishment, love, and home. When your adult cat curls up against you, purrs softly, and falls asleep, they are, in a very real sense, returning to that feeling. You have become what their mother once was. Not just a companion, not just a provider. You are their safe place, their comfort, their home. And every night, when they walk past every other option in the house and settle beside you, they are saying something they have no words for. You are where I feel most at peace in this world. So the next time your cat jumps onto your bed tonight, pads across the blanket, and settles into that familiar spot beside you, pause for a moment. Don't just think, oh, they want warmth, because what's actually happening is something ancient and extraordinary. A once solitary animal, built by millions of years of evolution to sleep alone and trust no one in their most vulnerable moments, has looked at you out of every option available and decided that you are safe, that you are trusted, that you are home. To you, it might feel like a small, ordinary moment, just a cat falling asleep. But to your cat, that moment is everything. It's a declaration spoken in silence, repeated every single night. You are their person, and that sleeping cat beside you is the proof.